What the frick? Don't take a picture. Okay. Normie. Hey guys. Oh my gosh, someone's already here. Hey. So I am just gonna do a really quick live stream tonight. I wanted to get a little work done on this dress since I've been like postponing. And so yeah, I'm probably gonna only do like a 30 to 45-minute live stream today, but oh hey, welcome. It feels like it's very late, but I guess it's not a school night. So kind of is. But anyways, so yeah, I'm gonna work on this dress. And what I want to do is get it off the mannequin at this point. I'm still unsure about the hemline, but we can decide on the hemline at like any point. Everything else about the dress is pretty much already decided. So I just want to get it off the mannequin and start sewing everything else together. And then we can always go back and decide on the hem. So I think the first thing I'm going to do is just take the ruffle off of here. And that way it's just like not in the way. And then I'm gonna mark all the seams and one by one take the pieces off, draw out the seams, cut the proper seam allowance, and then start putting it all together. So I'm gonna use a white charcoal pencil, I think, to draw out all the seams. And let's see how it works. Just because the chalk wasn't working, it was like a little bit coming off. So I figured the charcoal might be a little bit cleaner. Also, I posted a, what is it? A sewing machine, how to sew your, no, not how to sew, how to thread the sewing machine video. So I hope that was helpful. Let me know if it wasn't. Let's see. I hate this thing actually. Not using it. Going back to what I was originally using. Oh, so if you didn't see it, okay, bye. Okay. So now let's see, I marked the dart, I'm marking the side seam. Make sure, the one good thing about this tool is that if you get it wrong, you can just rub it off. Make sure you rub your finger against like the knots of the side seam and mark it in the right place, right on where all the knots are. And another way you can do it is if it's really hard to mark the fabric, or if there's fabric that if it's really hard to mark the fabric, or if there's fabric my brain's not working, it's late. If it's really hard to mark the fabric, or if it's really delicate fabric that you don't want to mark, you can also do a stitch, like just a basting stitch to baste everything together, then take it off, add the seam allowance, cut it properly, and then properly sew it all together, and then remove the seam. So you can do it either way. For this, how do we want to mark this? I'm going to mark, I guess, where the natural waist is. The lower natural waist. if you have like the skirt and stuff, not on the waistband, but on the side, it has flares in it and on the back. So that's a place like we might want to baste it rather than just marking it. Even here, we might want to just baste it on instead of just marking it, because it could all just come apart like when we take it off. I'm marking this dart as well. Yeah, I think I'm gonna baste that on before I take it off. This we're gonna wanna cut. Okay, so we're gonna turn it to this side. We're gonna add this. And if you want to see consistent live streams from me for the next week or so, then okay. So now I'm gonna baste the front, and I'm gonna baste, I think, the skirt side seams before I take it down so it doesn't like all just fall apart. So by basting, I always recommend, if you're going to baste, that you use like a contrast thread so that like there's absolutely no chance that you are going to like get the thread lost within other stitches and stuff, because you want to be able to pull this out, and you want to know that like there to be no question that this isn't a real seam, because it's just going to be really loosely in place. So if you accidentally mistake this for a seam and think you already sewed a seam or something, then your garment wouldn't be like intact correctly. So as always, I don't really know how to express what I'm trying to say, but trust me, I do somewhat know what I'm doing. Okay, so I'm just gonna do a one threaded basting stitch. It's really up to you when you're basting if you want to use one or two threads. It does matter. It does make a difference. Certain stitches I only want to do with one thread rather than two. But when you're basting, like I said, the thread is just going to come out. So it doesn't really matter which one you do. All right, so also when you're basting, don't put it exactly where you want to put the final stitch, because then you are gonna like potentially sew over the basting stitch and it's gonna be harder to remove. So try to like put it a little bit out of the way. And because I think I'm gonna do, be careful also when you're pinning like a faux leather, because you could always end up like puncturing the leather in a way that is not nice and could wear out the leather, which already this is not the best quality faux, but we will work through that. I'm kind of liking the black contrast stitch. It's something I would not normally do, but I'm really liking it. Okay. So now, if you tie a knot, tie it like not right against the garment, because you want this to be forgivable. Like you don't need it to be tight in place. You don't even really need a knot. Okay. So there we go. I always leave quite a bit of thread. I'm dropping things all over the place. Also, I kind of like changed how my laptop is. Yeah, perfect. Okay. I kind of changed how my laptop is. Like it's up a little bit higher than it normally is. And it's totally blocking out the light. And I'm so happy, because the last couple live streams that I've tried to do from this side of my room have not went very well. So just for the lighting merely. So I'm very happy about that. And also, wait, I think I said this, but I might have got off topic like halfway through saying this. So I am going to do French seams, which means that, where are my scissors? Which means that I won't have to take these stitches out before I sew it, because you sew right sides on the outside for a French seam, and then you trim down the seam and then you flip it and do right sides inside. So you sew the seam twice. And I generally like to do French seams on most of the things that I sew, just because I'm just a perfectionist and I really, really like how they look. So that's just me. But again, like I'm doing a dart right now, I don't really want to sew right on top of like the line I have for the dart, because I don't want to create like a thick bunch of threads that I can't remove. So I'm sewing the dart in a little bit looser right now. But there's the thread line, the stitch line is already drawn on, so I don't have to worry. And now I'm just gonna put a loose knot in place so the thread doesn't come out, but also it's not like totally tightly sewn together. Okay, I wanna make sure I'm removing pins. I wanna make sure this is laying nice and flat before I start basting it together. because there's a lot of layers happening here. So I don't know. I don't think I want to get the skirt. I think I just want to baste the pleather together. And then I can go back and do the skirt later. For sure. For sure, for sure. Okay, so I'm just making sure this is laying properly. The thing that's happening is when I'm trying to match up this might be because of this. When I'm trying to match up where they meet, that's when it's like not matching up correctly. Sorry, you're not probably understanding what I'm saying. Also, I'm talking with a pin in my mouth. I'm trying to match up like the hems of this like little point, and it's like making it kind of hard to keep it perfect, but all right, we're gonna go with that. Cool. Sometimes if you start being like too much of a perfectionist, it just doesn't work. It's never a good thing. So gotta let it go, keep pushing. I ran out of thread on that. Also, my foot is definitely asleep right now. Oh, not a good way to sit. All right. All right, so that's good. So then I'm gonna take this down before I sew it. Obviously, I am gonna cut the seam allowance so everything is a bit shorter. The only thing with attaching this part, I feel like the seam allowance is a bit extra. It's okay, we can cut the seam allowance and then mess with it a little bit. Is the best way to do it. My foot is so asleep right now. Oh my gosh. Cannot handle it. Oh my goodness. Oh, it's killing me. All right, let's just give up. I'm done with this live stream. No, it really hurts though. Hey, welcome. So I'm also gonna, based on the slanted part of this skirt, because that has like a bunch of flared. I'm talking with a pin in my mouth. You can't even hear me. Basting on the slanted part of the skirt as well, because there's a bunch of slants and stuff. So slants. There's a bunch of flares that I already put in it. So, which I kind of dropped the whole skirt side seam in the process of doing this little part. So now I have to put the side seam back a little bit, but it should be fine. The reason I did that is because I don't want this part to extend like all the way over to here. I want to cut it like right here, so. Okay, so. I thought I had thread on here. Oh my gosh, this is just a pin. This is my needle. Wow. Okay, so. Now we are gonna go ahead, knot my thread one more time. And I'm gonna go ahead and go in and start basting. Again, I do kind of know where I want to sew the seam, so I'm not basting exactly where the seam is because I want to be able to keep the thread in while I sew that seam. And I'm trying to keep the flares in place while I do it. Okay, so it's looking a little poofy, but that's because I shoved a bunch of fabric up there in order to baste it where I wanted it to be. And I really like how the fabric is falling right here a lot. I still am not in love with this section, but I think it's gonna be better like once we do something with this, like sew this in place and whatnot. We're not gonna attach this because I'm not concerned about it. I think I should base this. Yeah. Because otherwise that might move on me in an unpleasant way. So let's tie off this stitch. Okay, so I have basted the front half of this dress. I still have to finish basting the back, and this side I want to baste as well. So I'm about a quarter of the way through, but honestly, it's pretty late, and I said this was going to be a really short live stream, so I'm actually going to call it a night. I am currently live streaming every day for the next 4 days because I live streamed today, so it's 5 days, but I already did it today. So as far as I know, my schedule right now, I probably will be live again on YouTube some point tomorrow. I don't know what time, but I will most definitely be live on Twitch, which I have a link to Twitch in my description at 2:00 tomorrow. So if you're interested in joining me, you can find me over on Twitch. I actually will be probably finishing this blouse over here, which I started on my channel forever ago, and I said that I would come back with a little video compilation of this shirt, which I am going to do still, but I still have to finish the shoulders, so I'll probably do that on my Twitch live stream and then jump back to finishing up this. And then, of course, we have the ultra high-waisted pants that we have to finish this week. So all three of those items will be happening between this channel and Twitch over the next 4 days. So definitely come and join me. Yeah, so thank you again. I'm sorry it's such a short stream, but it is already 11:30. So yeah, I will see you again tomorrow. Bye.